welcome to today's book review. The book we're looking at today is called The Shadow at the Door by Tim Weaver. Those of you familiar with the author will know that he's popular for his series featuring David Raker, missing persons investigator. Tim's last book was a standalone missing persons type book called Missing Pieces, but this is a return to Raker, but not quite the same Raker as we normally see. And you'll see from the front of the book, which has frankly got a slightly sombre colour. It says 4 stories, 4 cases, 1 connection. And sure enough, there are 4 stories in 4 cases. You can read each of these 4 stories on their own, but you will find once you've read the 4 stories that there is a common thread, and that's the interesting part of this book. So what are the 4 stories then, Cliff, I hear you say? Right, first story is called The Shadow at the Door. It's by far the longest story in the book, and it's a typical David Raker story. It features a guy that goes upstairs to take a blood pressure tablet and disappears in his own house. Well, when that happens, who are you going to call? David Raker. So his wife calls David Raker to investigate. And sure enough, piece by piece, bit by bit, Raker discovers what's happened to the guy. And again, a really good David Raker story, well worth a read. Second story, a much shorter story, is called Bags, about 2 London Underground workers and what they find in various bags on the Underground. Not featuring Raker, but has a Raker connection. The third story is called, he says looking at his notes, The Red Woman, and it features Raker regular Colm Healy and Healy's quest to find the elusive woman in a red coat while he was still an acting police officer. Again, a really good read, a really well written story, and those familiar with Healy and his part of the Raker story will find it very fascinating, I'm sure. Last story in the book is called Sleeper, and it features the new Raker regular called Joe Cader, who's a retired US police officer. Raker goes to New York to meet Cader, and Cader's a little bit worried because she knows that somebody who's about to come up for trial may not have committed the crime they're being accused of, and that's the story develops. So 4 separate stories, and instead you can read them one by one, but read together you will see a common thread. I really enjoyed this book. The second story, perhaps not quite as good as the other 3, but well worth a read, and certainly if you're a Raker fan, you will enjoy it. And of course, we're looking forward to the next Raker book, The Blackbird, which comes out in 2022. So my rating, definitely an 8 out of 10. Well worth a read. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.